We are live. Let me make it public.
Okay, I can find you.
Yeah, you can now.
Great. Are we on?
We are on.
I can find it on your page.
Yeah, we are on. It's been shared, and we already have people watching. I want to salute all the people that don't take the time for joining me right now for this evening. I salute my fellow Ambazonians. Yes, my salute Comrade Rex Encho. I salute you. Yes. Nene. the Dan Maya. I salute you. Middle Ade. I see you. Mr. Jude. I salute. And football. Mike. I salute you, Don Man. Ishmael, Scholastica, Mr. Smith, I salute you. All right, when I share this broadcast, as soon as you take the time for join me, we know say will not be announced and say we will come for this platform right now. I will be get some technical errors than before, so I will just talk. Say they say it be very important. Say the message way. One can talk to the Ambazonian people about humanitarian. Say people they hear that message, and I think I'll decide we're coming for this last minute. So when I share the video, white, make all man come join we. I see plenty people that don't come for can join we. At time when I plenty when I share the video, yes. Franklin, I salute you, big man. Mr. Kenneth Ngufo, I salute you. Jean-Christophe. I salute you, Mr. I know say Jean-Christophe. Where you join here, I can't name the you know say my people from La Republique. I salute when I say when I don't take the time for can watch we. Yes, if I'm on I can't know what you do when I go so that
very important.
So that when I go start when I want some more time. All right, Boris, Mr. Ndumu, I salute you. Ndumu, they are name heavy. They like say you get plenty money. Comrade Valley Best, I see you, big guy for America. I salute you. Yes. Mascherano DJ, I salute you. Franklin, I see you. I salute you. All right. When I share so that make all people they can't join, we know say they already be late for ground zero for some people that are ground zero. All right. We'll go get the story. Okay, what people then when I come fine, we will start for exactly 1 minute, and then while when I share the video, make all man take the time for can join with today. We'll get a better today. We don't bring woman with big sense. Now see for back there now. Now see Ambazonian queen. And that for back there. Big sense. Find woman with big sense. Yes, big brain, big sense. Hardworking woman. It work. Maybe while humanitarian boss. Comrade Catcher, I say University Brad, salute you. Yes, Lile Snaps, I salute you. Comrade Pump Down day for year. Yes, Boris the diplomat, I salute you. Mr. Diplomat, I salute you, big man. Who this? Blaze, Comrade Blaze through Asanji. I salute you. Una share and make all Monday. Right now, almost be 50 people that don't join. Una just if una fit share them, then we will multiply the number to 100. We'll start a conversation very soon. We really like this conversation because this were big humanitarian boss. Una go for hear all the good things that they happen for Ground Zero. Would they talk about which the international community, the humanitarian organization, what they did for down. Would they tell about what they do for protect our people from this coronavirus? Would they tell all the measures that they take for down there, so we don't get the right person when I go can educate our people them, talk for our people them, tell them the measures that they take for down there. It be very, very important. And the most important thing is we all our people them for down there and the one way they watch they get for here. All right, Comrade Elvis Billa, I salute you. Cliff, I salute you. Yes. Una welcome everybody. Comrade Joe Brown, the big boy for Istanbul. I salute you, grand friend. Salute. Welcome everybody. We go start small time. We'll get about 30 seconds for start. All right. So make all man we don't join. We make you share them for WhatsApp group, share them for Facebook platform, share and make people they can because the education for tonight it be so important, especially for this regarding this coronavirus. We know now say now it be the biggest crisis right now for the globe. All right, so we talk about which the international organization, the way they did for Ground Zero, and which kind of measures they put them for Ground Zero for make sure say the Ambazonian people they be protected. Now give me a second. I'll take this call quickly. Hello. Hello. Yes, comrade. Good evening. I'm online, right? Hey, how you doing? Yeah. Okay, thank you very much, sir. I'll call you back later, bro. Thanks. All right. Very good news. Good news don't come. Una see, huh? Good news it come from Ambazonian people there. That's some comment that. I go tell una the good news after. When I get for hear this good news where they just call me, tell me. When I get for hear this good news where they just call me, tell me. So when I come well. We'll finish hello all man and then we'll just start. Janice, I salute you. Yes, Cliff Sailing, as I salute you. Amber Force, I caught you cafe, my soldier. Charles Four, I salute you. Sonny Martin, I salute all una. My fellow Ambazonians, una good evening. Wa papa them, wa mommy them, wa brother them, wa sister them. All man, I don't salute una. We say we can't take the time. We can get better story. It be very important for this time, say, for which the world they go through right now. Would they go through a crisis where the world never ever seen before? Would they face a pandemic, a past epidemic, a pandemic where it be very global right now, and for places like Italy, you know, like a few days ago, almost 780 people they died for one day. Just one day, 780 people they don't die for Italy. So even the countries the way they get big economy, they get better medical facilities, they get better places for treat people. When I say they hit them very hard too. So not something we'll get for take them lightly, but we'll get person today. We go to answer those questions for we. We'll get today, my fellow Ambazonians, today we'll get the honor for talk for the humanitarian boss for the Ambazonian Governing Council. And I'll be the Secretary of Humanitarian Affairs and Human Rights. So he go to tell we wait till they go on for Ground Zero when it comes to this coronavirus and how we keep the Ambazonian people then safe. So now the thing that we don't talk say okay, we'll bring our big madam, we get big brain, very hardworking woman. When I don't see all the effort, the way we don't put them for this struggle from day one right up until today. We now they handle all the human rights issues, now they handle the humanitarian issues for make sure say what people them for Ground Zero, they be taken care of. Now they work with all the international NGO them, where they operate for Ground Zero. When I know say they say the Governing Council of Ambazonia, all the NGO, the way before the one come for Ambazonia, for say the one can give humanitarian support, they get permission from the Governing Council of Ambazonia and from the ADF before they even go for Ground Zero. So we talk about a lot of these things. We talk about the coronavirus. We talk about now how the humanitarian things that they be carried out for down there. how did he take care of the Ambazonian people then. So, sister, welcome for get this conversation.
Thank you very much, PS.
You
Thank
want
you
you
very
want more
much for
talk about
having
pigeon?
me.
You know say people that they love me say you know say people that love my pigeon. People that love my pigeon say you know I still want talk pigeon. So you want more talk about pigeon, you want more talk for Igbo English. Now you be our guest.
More talk for English, and then we'll come down to Pidgin when it be necessary.
All right. Well, my fellow
Yeah.
Ambazonians, good evening, everybody. Today we have with us a patriotic sister. She's the humanitarian boss for the Ambazonian Governing Council. She's also the head of the human rights for the for the Ambazonian Governing Council. So today we have the unique privilege. The world is going through, it's experiencing a crisis unlike no other we've ever seen in recent times. We're going through the coronavirus pandemic. And so today we have the privilege to have someone who is working very hard 24/7 to make sure the Ambazonian people are protected, to make sure the international organizations, the human rights organizations that are delivering humanitarian services and medical services on the ground, on the territory, are doing everything they can to protect the Ambazonian people. So we want to give you an update. So, Comrade Cecilia,
Power off.
Thanks for joining us this evening.
Thank you very much, PS. Thank you for the introduction. But before I go on, just to remind our viewers that today I'll be speaking in both capacities, speaking as a spokesperson for the Ambazonian Governing Council and also as a Secretary for Human Rights for the Human Rights and Humanitarian Affairs Department of the Ambazonian Governing Council. And thank you once again. It's an honor to be here, and this just shows how determined we are to relate the information we have to our people on the ground, because we know how important this is to our people. We missed the first show with the DDC because of some technical issues, so we are happy he went through with it alone, and we are also happy to know that we were able to come up even unannounced, and yet we have people that are watching us. So fellow Ambalanders, we really want to appreciate you for your sacrifices, for taking out time even at this late hour to watch us, to listen to the message we have to give to our people on the ground. But before we go into the message, I just want to use this opportunity, as our tradition will demand, to actually give salute our soldiers on the ground. First of all, I would like to salute our patriots that are in Kondengue, those in the various dungeons of La République du Cameroon. Those are our heroes. They fought a good fight and they are still fighting the regime even in the heart of La République du Cameroon. So we want to salute them. We want to salute their courage. We want to salute their tenacity, especially during this period. We want them to know that we stand with them, soldier by soldier, you know. So we also want to send our greetings, extend greetings to our comrades in the various refugee camps across Nigeria. They should know that we've not forgotten about them. We are fighting every day, day in, day out, night and day, to make sure that they return home to the place they call home, that we rebuild the communities, we chase out La République from our homeland and bring them back to a place they can proudly call their home. So we just want to tell them to hang on there, to know that we are fighting, we are working hard, tirelessly to make that happen. I also just want to send a patriotic a hand to our comrades in the various butches, especially at this time of the year, which is a global attack on our persons. So I want to extend that fellowship with them to know that we have not forgotten about them. We are with them, we stand with them, and we will go through this together. But most especially, I really want to give a shout out to our soldiers on the ground. They are the ones that are keeping us alive. They are the ones that have decided that come rain, come shine, there will be a restored homeland for Ambazonians to call a home. So we want to give a shout out to our soldiers on the ground to tell them that we will not relent our efforts to see that we support them, we provide them with the necessary materials that they need to make sure that they kick out La Republique out of our homeland and give our people a place to call home. So we want to thank them for their efforts, their sleepless nights to defend our mothers, our fathers, our siblings back on ground zero. And we can never thank them enough. So thank you very much, PS, for having me. And thank you again.
It's a great delight to have someone in your capacity. You know, you have two functions. You're the spokespersons for the governing council of Ambazonia. You're also the secretary of the secretary for humanitarian affairs for humanitarian and human rights affairs for the governing council of Ambazonia. So it's a great privilege. So we'll combine. We'll be having an interesting conversation tonight. First of all, let's start with the coronavirus. This is
Right.
a crisis, a medical, a health crisis the world has never seen before. We've had many crises in the past. This is something that has extended to almost every part of the globe, has grounded the world economy, stopped international traveling, stopped international trade. Most medical facilities, even in the most developed countries, cannot contain this thing.
That's
What
right.
is your department? What is the governing council of Ambazonian doing through your department to ensure that the Ambazonian people are educated about what this is all about and the kinds of preventive measures they can take to keep themselves safe? Secondly, are you engaged with the international humanitarian organizations that are providing humanitarian relief and medical aid to the Ambazonian people on the ground, and what specific steps are they taking to make sure the Ambazonian people are safe?
Thank you very much, PS. First of all, I would like to inform our people that I am not a health expert, but whatever information I'll be relating here today will be based on general knowledge and research that we've done about this virus, and also the communications that we've had or expert advice we've had from humanitarian organizations operating on the ground and what they have in place for our people. So yes, this is a pandemic, as we now call it, the COVID-19. This is something that is sweeping rapidly across the world, that even governments and developed economies that have all the expertise, the best medical institutions, and the money that even can buy the entire African continent are unable to contain, which means that we are looking at our people to be one of the most vulnerable population at this particular time. So what we did was, first of all, to seek expert advice.
Okay.
Know what is happening. Communicate with international organizations that are operating in our territory to know exactly what they have in place for our people. We have the general knowledge about how to contain the disease and prevent its spread, all the social distancing, the washing of hands, the basic hygiene that we've all been taught in our various countries, in our various communities. So we wanted to hear from experts who are dealing with these things. The World Health Organization, those operating in Ambazonia, the International Committee of the Red Cross. We also wanted to hear from the United Nations Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs, what they are doing to help contain the spread in our communities, because we all know information reaching us has revealed that they've identified a lot of cases in Cameroon, and patients from Cameroon are moving to Ambazonia, which means our people are even more vulnerable to be contaminated by this, to get this infection. And you know how many of our people are internally displaced, living in bushes, which means just a single infected person that goes close to these people automatically mean that over the 850,000 people we have as internally displaced, they will suffer or they will all be infected by this, and we don't know how many will perish. We all know the health situation of our people on the ground. The international communities that are supposed to provide the necessary support to our people who are living in bushes have not been able to live up to that expectation. They've been doing what they can, but they've not been able to live up to that expectation as their mandates demands them to do. And at this time, we were very worried because there is so much fear in our communities. Our people are calling and asking questions. So there was need for us to kind of start thinking of how to educate our people on how to contain this situation within the various communities. And by so doing, we needed to know what they that represent the international community working in our communities are putting in place to provide this education and the necessary support. Because here we are talking about hand sanitizers, hand wash, and people are using face masks and all those. We don't have this within our communities. Our people do not have this within our communities. So how can we be of help to our people? What the department did, first of all, we are initiating a campaign.
Okay.
After getting advice from this international organization, we are also initiating a campaign a massive campaign that will help to educate our people the best way we can. We will be able to generate messages in our various vernaculars, in our various dialects, so that we can send them to our parents back at home to educate them on how they can contain this situation and prevent the spread of it, on how they can manage themselves the best they can, because we do not have the resources at this time in point to provide them with protection, the best protection they need. And when we discuss with this international organization, I would say that we're a little bit delighted with the plans that they have in place, because when we spoke with the International Red Cross, they told us the plans that they have, the measures that they have in place. They're planning to move into the communities. They have radio programs that are meant to educate our people in various languages, in various local dialects, in Pidgin and in French, so that people can actually understand the magnitude of this virus. They should understand how to help themselves in times like this. They also are trying to provide the necessary support, like hand sanitizers, face masks, and hand wash, and soaps, and things that they can actually use, where they can actually places that they can put maybe say portable water supply that they can actually use within the camps in the bushes to help the children constantly wash their hands and all these things in order to contain the spread. We also have UNCHA, which is the United Nations Office for the Coordination for Humanitarian Affairs, also putting out plans on how they have to move into the communities to educate our people. Moving into the communities to educate our people, that is in itself a problem, because you don't know who is infected already. You don't know who is bringing what in the community. We have seen videos of people running away from the hospital, but we also don't want to put a lot of panic in our people. We just want to be able to give them as much education as we can, because even in the most developed world, that is the least they can do. Yeah. Educate the people on how to contain the virus, on how to self-isolate themselves, on how to practice social distancing. This is something that is going to be very difficult for our people. But I believe,
folks, let me. So the first key here is the education. And then the second step.
Education is very important.
Okay.
And that is what the campaign that we're planning is to generate messages in various local dialects, in Pidgin English, and we are calling on Ambazonians. Ambazonians, because this is an Ambazonian problem.
Yeah.
This is not an agency issue, and this is not whatever group's issue. This is an Ambazonian problem. The people that are involved are a vulnerable population. They are refugees, they are IDPs, and we owe it to them. Those of us who are informed, we owe it to these people to educate them on how they can actually contain this disease within their communities.
So let's talk about...
So education is first.
Yes, education is first. Let's talk about, there is something which even where I live, even here in Canada, the government is promoting a policy called social distancing.
Right.
What does that involve?
Well, social distancing will be like keeping away, like a meter away from the next person.
Okay.
So that when you're talking to that person, maybe the droplets that comes out from your mouth, either by when you sneeze or when you cough or when just talking, because there are people who really do have watery mouths when they're speaking. You could really see it flowing out. So just to avoid people getting in contact with droplets from other people. So that they feel that 1 meter is actually a distance enough that maybe droplets cannot actually touch your face, because if you look at if you follow what that policy you're talking about is, you will know that they are telling us to avoid touching and using our hands to touch our mouths, our nose, our eyes, and all that, because these are open areas that we can easily contract this virus through. So that social distancing
is after touching someone else, right?
After touching someone else,
may accidentally touch someone and then you touch your face.
Yes, touching someone who has it and touching your face, or even when somebody who is talking to you spits out or sneezes and it touches your face, and maybe sometime you touch it again and use it on your mouth, it automatically means that you've used it to infect yourself. So that distancing is actually something that they're saying that, okay, this is maybe a manageable distance, that spittles or when somebody sneezes or when somebody coughs and all that, it won't really get to the next person.
Since it's also airborne, by having a distance away from someone else, you may not actually inhale what they've directly exhaled, right?
That's right. Yeah. And before you know, this was actually before we didn't really scientists really didn't discover that it was airborne until some weeks or days after that. They actually said this can actually be this. So we also have to, our people, we know this is very difficult, especially in the situation where our people find themselves now, living in bushes, sharing tents and all those things, eating together, coming to worship together and all these things. But we have to educate them to know that this is important for them to practice, especially this social distancing, and also the need of constant washing of their hands, and the need to avoid touching their faces, and especially when they begin to see symptoms, because these international organizations are putting up emergency call lines that when people begin to develop these symptoms within the communities, they can actually call the health services for them to send in officers to check them. Okay. So it is very important for us to let people know how to use these free call lines and also the emergency lines that are provided by these people, and for them to constantly listen where necessary or where they have the possibility to listen to the radio programs that will be generated by the various international organizations to transmit these messages to them. I think the education of our people is very, very important.
And also people that are, that are exposed to quality education, to preventive information, you can also share that through WhatsApp, just like most people are doing down here. You can send quality information about what the World Health Organization is saying to people down there. So what are some of those humanitarian organizations that are on the ground? Is it okay?
Yeah, right now we've been in contact with the World Health Organization. Okay. We've been in contact with the United Nations Organization, Office for Humanitarian Affairs. We've been in contact with the Red Cross. We've been in contact with World Food Programs. We've been in contact with UNICEF. These are the organizations that we've contacted, and we've contacted local NGOs. Like before we came on, you must have seen pictures of a local NGO that voluntarily took up the responsibility to go around in communities to educate people, offer them buckets and things like that to use, and maybe a hand wash and things, just to help them, educate them on how they can actually use these things and help contain the spread of this virus within our various communities. So these are the organizations we are working with. These are the organizations we're dealing with. And just to let you know that even before the arrival of coronavirus or the COVID-19, these are organizations that we've been collaborating with to support our people within the communities. Okay. They come to us each time they have a planned trip to various areas within Ambazonia to ask for safe passage.
What do you mean? What do you mean they come?
You know,
what do you mean they come to you and ask for safe passage? Can you help us to understand? Because right now, since we have 80% dynamic control on the ground, is that why they have to come to us to get this safe passage?
Definitely. They recognize that we are in charge of our land. We are in control of Ambazonia. And if they do not take permission from us to get into our territory, they will be responsible for anything that happens to them. Okay. And because we control more than 80% of our territory, not just that, but because we recognize the fact that we adhere to international laws and principles, we know that international organizations who operate as neutral bodies have our permission to go into our territory, and we need to provide them with the necessary support that they need to go into our communities and provide help to our people. They understand that we understand this principle and that we respect international laws. That's why they know that it is very important for them to collaborate with us.
So what are some of the humanitarian and health services that these international organizations are providing for the Ambazonian people? Because right now we know that, because of this war, our people are suffering. And a follow-up question to that: first, what kinds of support and help they are delivering to the Ambazonian people? And secondly, is that enough?
I will start with the last one, which is not enough. It is not enough at all, because they need to do more. When our crisis has been classified at the 6th position, the most neglected of it in this time. And so that means that I know when discussing with some of these, the representatives of this organization, they've told us that our case is now classified in category B or 2, something like that, which means that it has moved from just like an internal issue or something, but it has moved to an international crisis. So it is no longer a minor conflict within a country, but it is something that has gone beyond that. So that is to tell you that though they seek for support though they ask for support from the United Nations, of course, you know that whatever funds they will be using to support our vulnerable people will definitely come from countries. So from what we know, they're saying that it is neglected. No funding is coming from other countries to fund the projects that they are promoting on the ground. But to go ahead about what they are doing in the communities, I know that the UNCHA has what they call the WASH program, which helps with issues of food security. They provide food to those that are food insecure within our territory, and we have seen the figures that they've been providing, that over 650,000 people are food insecure or so. And we see they provide shelter.
You said 650,000 Ambazonians are in desperate need of basic food.
That's right. They are food insecure. These are the figures that they are giving out. And we see that there are people, they provide shelter to our people. Shelter will mean by providing them maybe with tents and those that are in the bushes. So these are the kind of shelter that they're providing to our people. So they provide them with medical assistance. They use, especially, they work closely with Doctors Without Borders to meet emergency needs within the communities when people fall sick or people get involved in crossfire between La Republique, or when La Republique military comes into our communities and raise down our communities and attacks on people. Those that survive the bullets or are injured, they provide medical assistance to these people, if at all they meet them alive, or if at all La Republique doesn't drag them off from where they're hiding, so they can provide that medical assistance to these people. And those are internally displaced persons who are in the bushes. They go into the hinterlands to provide them with basic medical assistance where necessary. So these are some of the help they are providing them, but most especially they also help to provide our people with food, basic foods and necessities. So these are the things that they kind of provide to our people.
All right, now let's talk about community education. I know you're one of those people that is spearheading the building of community schools in Ambazonia, and for Ambazonian children to be able to have basic child education in Ambazonia. Can you tell us about the community schools that are going on for them in secure in environments that have been liberated?
Definitely. First of all, I would like you to know that education is one of the most fundamental right of every child. Aside from the right to life, the next or the most important right that a child will have will be the right to education.
Bluetooth pairing.
So will be the right to
Bluetooth
education.
connected.
So we all know that for the past 3 years, our children have been out of school, and
Bluetooth pairing.
even though we discourage our children to go back to acquire La Republique kind of education, we understand the
Bluetooth
importance
connected.
of education in the lives of our children. So if we discourage that form of education, the La Republique form of education, or the kind of system that we are condemning, we should be able to provide an alternative education. And that is why the Ambazonian Governing Council has been working tirelessly to come out with the Ambazonian Education Board to provide that alternative education for our people, not just during this war, but post independence. And within the communities in areas that we, like you said in the beginning, we control over 80% of our territory. In areas that we are well secured, we are raising community schools, and we have community volunteer teachers that are actually volunteering because they understand the need for our children to have the least basic education, especially at this time. Even in times of war, we should know that we still promote education, but only in those areas that we are sure that we can provide security to these children. So that is where we promote these community schools. And we have volunteer teachers, and they always, and we continue to call on Ambazonians to know that these people need their utmost support. They need the 100% support to make sure that we do not be an illiterate society. Our children are receiving the best and basic education that they can get at this time, while we prepare to rebuild our economy and institute the best form of education we want for our children. And just to let you know that we have other forces on the ground, like General Arke. He has championed a lot of community school education in areas that he controls.
Yes.
And this has been moving on very successfully. And the Ambazonian Education Board leadership have also been in contact with him to see how we can collaborate and promote this community school education for our children. That, not just that, we have been in communication with UNICEF to let them know that we, as we reject La Republique kind of education, we have an alternative education for our children, and they should be able to adopt this education and promote it for our children. But like you know, international organization would definitely tell you they work they are neutral bodies, and they promote education that is helpful to the kids irrespective of where it's coming from.
Okay.
So that is a good news.
So
because
my question,
they
the question
said,
that I want to ask you is, the Governing Council of Ambazonia has put together a team of experts that have been able to
yeah,
do extensive research and produce one of the
yeah,
best educational system that the continent of Africa will have, taking the
that's
best of
right.
the best from the best educational practices and curriculum and chunk it down
That's right.
into a unique system to reflect our culture, our identity, and the future they want to create for the Ambazonian people. Is
That's
is
right.
UNICEF in support of this?
Well, UNICEF, it's a body, like I said. UNICEF said what they promote any form of education that will help the children be educated, irrespective of where it's coming from.
That's good news.
That should tell you exactly what that means.
Yeah.
So we have also talked with them to ask what they can do to support our community volunteer teachers that are providing basic education to our children, because we will need them as a world organization that promotes children's education, children and all this to provide us with the basic supports. And they, like from the last meetings we had, they are ready to support any form of education that it's going to keep the children learning, and that is good news for us.
So according to
But we couldn't just, like I said, when we reject a system, we bring in an alternative, and that is
a better
what
alternative,
the
yeah.
Ambazonian Governing Council provided to them.
Okay.
That we rejected La Republic form of education. We have produced an extensive and the most, I don't know, best form of education that you will find in the continent of Africa.
Okay.
For our people. So this is what we have.
That's really good news. So according to some data that we have between 25 and 30,000 Ambazonian children attending community schools across the territory. This is really good news for the Ambazonian people. So the question I want to ask you is,
definitely.
The Governing Council of Ambazonia has launched the takeover project. And,
right.
and part of that takeover project, there is a humanitarian security aspect, because this is for the future of the Ambazonian people. We cannot just wait for the international community to protect our people. We can't wait for the international community to one day come and build schools in Ambazonia or wait for UNICEF. We are developing initiatives and programs and systems to educate our people, to be able to provide for our people, to be able to protect our people. So tell us about how tough the takeover project will enhance the education of the Ambazonian people, our humanitarian ability to provide more for our people, and also to protect and defend the lives of our people.
Thank you very much, PS. This is very important, not just to me, but to any other woman or man out there that has kids. Because I would like them to put themselves in the shoes of those mothers that are down there in the bushes and those children that have been out of school for over 3 years. What does this project have for us? What will it do to the education of our children? First of all, we must do everything possible, humanly possible. That is by contributing and supporting this project to kick out La Republic military from our territory, because once we have total control of our territory, there is restoration of our educational system that will help promote our children's education. We have control. We have over these 25 to 30,000 children attending community schools. That is not enough. That is just a fraction of the Ambazonian children that are out of school. So we have to bring all our children back to school. So there is need for us as a people to come in unison and sponsor this project so that they can completely kick out the last military man, La Republic military from our territory, so that our children can return back to normalcy. The lives in our communities can return back to normalcy. There is need for every woman, every man that has a child in school, in Europe, in America, in Asia, in wherever that they are, to stand up and fund this project. Because once this, it's not like they have to doubt us, because we have proven it. We have a track record of what we have done in this revolution. With the monies that have been entrusted to us in this revolution, we have demonstrated it. We have shown it to the Ambazonian people that we are out to chase La Republic out of Ambazonia. So we need every man and woman, especially mothers, who have gone through childbirth, to know, to feel the pain of those women in the bushes, to feel the pain of those children that do not even have a meal a day, to know that these people need to return back to their communities. By funding this project.
And so for our people to be able to return back to their community, this is where the security and defense aspect comes in, right?
Definitely.
For us to be able to protect the Ambazonian people. We all want to protect our people. We all want our people to feel safe. Now, we are in a situation whereby this is a war of independence. La République du Cameroon is going across our territory because we have challenged the fraudulent nature of the union, because we've decided that it is time for the Ambazonian people to have their dignity, to have a free homeland. Now La Republic has gone gaga. Their military is all over, committing all kinds of atrocities, from babies that are instilled in the womb, to pregnant women, to 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, a 4-month-old baby is killed. Nobody is spared. Right. So for us to succeed as a people, as much as the educational program for the Ambazonian children started from the beginning, General Ivo, he understood the mission. He started building community schools way in 2017. Now we are so close to free our homeland. We're so close. As you've said, that the Governing Council of Ambazonia and the Ambazonian Defense Forces have proven to the Ambazonian people the kind of credibility, accountability, and transparency. So talk to us about, because some people are saying, recently they just came up with an initiative called the PIN Project, which delivered great results to the Ambazonian people that they've never seen in this revolution. To most people, they were very shocked. Most people,
that's right,
they underestimated the capabilities of the Ambazonian Defense Forces. And so
that's right.
The Bui incident, as much as it was an ugly event, it was also an eye-opener to the Ambazonian people. Some people, they say, oh my God, now they can't wait for them that way, that ADF they get them. And they say, if not only that one they take them, then imagine what they have. So that's why I want to ask you. Tell us about the nature of transparency and accountability that has made Ambazonia Governing Council to be an organization in which even the British government is saying is the most credible.
Great. I will take it back from the issue of security and then coming back to bring it down to the area of accountability and the need for people to continue to fund the ADF and chase La Republic out. First of all, our people have to understand that our children up to now have not been in full-time education is because of security. Right. The lives of our children is very important. Once there is insecurity, we cannot put the lives of our children at risk. So if our children have been out of school, out of our own community schools, that is because we were not controlling those various communities. At this time, we needed to protect our children. And When we started controlling or having total control of certain communities, we open community schools for our children. And we want to be able to do this in all communities across the national territory because we want our children to go back to school. Why has there been insecurity in Ambazonia? That is because Cameroon military walks, parades the streets of Ambazonia freely, kill our women, rape our children, rape our girls, burn down our communities, burn down our old, our elderly people in their own homes and in their sleep, decapitate our people because they move around freely, because we have been unable to weaponize ground zero to the teeth, to the level that they cannot, La Republique, when they hear that, when they even hear a gun sound in any community, they will be running back to La Republique and not running into the community. Because what we are experiencing is them running into our community. And that is what brought about the insecurity in our places, in our communities. So we are saying that for us to stop La Republique parading our streets, what we saw on the 1st of October last year, what we saw in Bui is what Ground Zero needs. Yeah. Because what 1st October brought, the international community itself was shocked. Ambazonians themselves were shocked because a lot of Ambazonians had no belief. They didn't believe that we are guys who started with 10 guns could carry such level of weaponry with them, that they could even have such sophisticated weapons with them. But that is because the Ambazonian Governing Council keeps to its promise. Because the Governing Council is out for nothing but the complete independence of Ambazonia. Amen. And it understands that Ambazonia will not get its independence by carrying then guns. We will only end up destroying and killing all our youths before we ever get to that independence. That is why every kobo that is contributed to the governing council.
No, not every kobo, every amber.
every amber that is contributed is put to use. We have dedicated people who have sworn their lives to say that they will have no rest until freedom is given to the people of Ambazonia. Even when Ambazonians do not contribute, they make personal sacrifices. They give up their lifestyle, their vacations. They give up a lot of things. The dresses that they used to buy, the designer things, just to make sure that Ground Zero bleeds La Republique out of our territory. That we weaponize the Ambazonian Defense Forces, because we are not building just a defense force for the Ambazonian Governing Council, but a national defense force that has the mandate to protect the entire territory. So for us to have that capacity to protect the entire territory, we need to make sure that every barrack of the Ambazonian Governing Council is complete, is fully weaponized to the teeth, so that La Republique will know its limits in Ambazonia. So coming down to accountability, Ambazonians can bear witness to it. We don't even need to say it again, because we have proven it. The evidence is out there for everybody to see. When we came up with the Mami Api project, we told Ambazonians we wanted you to fund the Mami Api project. We will get you RPGs that can bring down the helicopter airships, that can bring down the tanks that parade our street and kill our people and can just shoot from distance and destroy our communities. We promised them that we will get them RPGs, we will get them AKs that will protect our communities and protect our mothers and women and children. We did.
That's right.
They saw it. Even though some hoodlums decided to disarm our guys and collect those RPGs that till today we don't know where they are. Instead of using it to fight La Republique, we cannot say where they are. We don't know where they are, but we did buy them. The money that we had, the money that we received from Ambazonians, we bought those weapons with it. When we came up with the PIN project, or when we came up with the other project launching for the 300,000, people came out and sabotaged it. But that is where the problem is. They came out and sabotaged it, but the little that came in, we bought weapons. The Governing Council bought weapons, and they could see this with the ADF fighters on the ground. General Ivor and after General Ivor, General Efang, we saw the weapons that our guys are carrying and what they do within in our territory. That, as if that is not enough, when we got the PIN project itself, we also saw the level of armory that we provided our fighters with. We saw the demonstration on the 1st of October, and we saw what happened in Bui. These are proofs, evidence to show Ambazonians that we don't collect your money and put in our pockets and go to trips and rent hotels rooms and change houses and buy cars and do. We put it on the ground because that is where the money is needed. We collected it because we wanted to weaponize our guys.
Ambazonians,
and that is
on the screen, you can actually see a photograph of some of the materials that came from the PIN project. Everything brand new. Everything. You can count for yourself.
That's right. Ambazonians came out and they said that there was no ADF on ground zero. But when they saw the 1st October demonstration, their mouths were sealed. That is the little that we collected from the PIN project and the weapons they saw in Bui. That is the little we collected from our people and we invested it on the ground. We are not those people that collect millions of dollars, millions of euro from Ambazonians are unable to attest or to even provide us or Ambazonians with just a single stick to say this is what we did with your money. Ambazonians should know that, should rally itself. The ADF has proven itself. The Ambazonian Governing Council and its leadership has proven itself that we are here for the people. We are here to liberate our homeland. If you give us what we need, we will provide you with what you need. This is the call I am putting out to Ambazonians.
And so yesterday, the leader of our War of Independence recount a story how people within the Governing Council of Ambazonia, every single member, every month, before this project, they are making their own contributions on a monthly basis to equip the boys. Most of the weapons are bought by the members of the Governing Council of Ambazonia themselves through their own internal monthly contribution. That's correct, right?
PS, I am glad you brought that up. Please. And I will bring up, I will talk to you about internal project that we had never discussed it on air.
Well, maybe today discussed on air.
Yeah.
What could be the declassified portion of it?
Let Ambazonians know the sacrifices of the people within the Ambazonian Governing Council and the ADF when it comes to the defense of homeland and the liberation of homeland. I myself am Wally on the move. Of course, I just mentioned her because everybody knows her as the mother of Ground Zero.
She's the mother of our forces.
Right.
Mami ADF.
We initiated an internal project. When I came up with that project, I contacted Wally on the move and I told her, before we go out there and ask people to come and buy sticks, then we were calling them sticks. We wouldn't even want to call it AKs. Before we go out there and ask people to come and buy AKs, let us first of all do an internal test. Let us galvanize people within the Ambazonian Governing Council who are zealous to see a liberated homeland to come in and commit themselves to buy 1 AK. I don't need thousands of people. I just need 50, 60 people who will commit themselves and say, at the end of this, we gave ourselves a time frame. We launched that project in December 2018, and we said by March 2019, we should be finalizing and buying all the sticks at that time. So we gave ourselves that time period. And an AK at that time, not like now, was about $1,650. So we said we will engage ourselves and provide and obtain each person in that group to obtain an AK. That is when we saw
within a period of 3 months, there was a commitment that each person in that group within a period of 3 months would deliver 1 AK to soldiers on the ground. Each person.
That's right.
Wow.
And at the end of that period, I'm telling you that we have crazy women in the Hague of Sea and crazy men in the Hague of Sea when it comes to the liberation of homeland. We have women that single-handedly bought 2 AKs.
What?
We have people that single-handedly bought 2 AKs.
Wow.
I am telling you, that is how crazy and zealous people
2
within the
AK,
Hague
one
of Sea
person.
is. Yes, are ready to lay down their lives to see that Ambazonia is liberated. The president of the Ambazonian Governing Council bought his own stake. The defense chairman bought his own stake because I told them leadership must demonstrate itself.
That's right.
You will buy your own stake. We all did. We provided, at the end of the day, we were able to raise $55,000 US on the back of the 23,000.
Internally, this is all internal fundraising.
This is internally. When you heard there was so much noise on the social media, the AK project, no, that was a campaign we were conducting internally. That was an internal campaign. And we got all those sticks and delivered them to ground zero.
Oh my God.
How much we can sacrifice. People within the Ambazonian Governing Council can sacrifice, because we wanted to launch phase 2 as an open project so that when we go out there, we will tell them this is what we did before internally.
So this is the first time this is the first time people like Ambazonians are hearing this story.
That is because it is not about talking.
No, it's not about talking, but it's a story that can inspire our people. Because if we don't tell this story of commitment, if we don't tell this story of the sacrifices that the men and women within Ambazonian Governing Council and within ADF are making for the liberation of homeland.
P.S. Look, the honest truth is that the few Ambazonians who still have their brains up there, they understand these sacrifices. Okay. There are Ambazonians who have been brainwashed. And I'm sorry to tell you this, that even though we suffer from a 57 years mental slavery because of what we've gone through in La Republique, if we are not careful, we will triple those years after the liberation of homeland because of personal affiliations, tribal politics, and all that nonsense when it comes to the Ambazonian revolution.
Now, the question I want to ask you, because you are a role model for someone who doesn't just talk. You're a role model for someone who has a deep commitment for the liberation of Ambazonia. You've proven that with all the kinds of internal projects that are going on. I want to ask you this: how can we translate this to the Ambazonian spirit, where it's not only something that is just internal within the Hague of Sea and the ADF, but this become that kind of a drive where Ambazonians across the globe, they have, because Dr. Ayaba, is it because Dr. Ayaba has this and he's been able to like spread it across the organization? How can we take that lion heart, take that level of commitment? How do we translate this to the public? Because the earlier we do this, the better. Look at the kind of tenacity you have, the intensity you have. If we have 100 women that have the kind of intensity you have, not only a few women standing up, speaking to defend our mothers, our children, our pregnant women, our grandmothers, our grandfathers, not only a few should be doing it, but there are only very few of you that have the kind of character you have, the kind of focus you have. How do we expand this to the Ambazonian public?
First of all, PS, Ambazonians have to believe in something. We in the Hague of Sea, we believe in the independence of Ambazonia. Right. And we know that independence is not a walk in the park.
Amen.
So we know that it takes commitment and tenacity for us to be able to achieve this. Sacrifices, human sacrifices, financial sacrifices. So we need to have all these qualities in us. If we know that we need change, then that change comes, it starts with us. Yes. Ambazonians must first of all accept that they need this change. That's true. I can promise you Ambazonians have accepted that they need that change. But one thing they have not yet laid down is the fact that this change comes with a price. You have to sacrifice. ground zero. We in the AGOVC and the ADF, we ask ourselves if ground zero will sacrifice a Monday, sacrifice their lives, sacrifice their social life, sacrifice their businesses, sacrifice everything to maintain one thing that has united Ambazonians across
Power
the globe.
off.
That is respecting Ghost Town, just to cripple the economy of La Republique, to send a message to the international community that these are a people that are determined to see a change in their country. Then Ambazonians who are abroad, who have the opportunity, to earn even $1 an hour, should be ready to sacrifice.
Okay, so
Sacrifice for that freedom.
with that
must be
level
ready.
of sacrifice, this project, the takeover, which is the last phase of our war of independence,
That's the last straw.
it calls for a different level of sacrifice.
It calls
Women
for
within-
that total commitment and a different level of sacrifice
Women
across the globe.
Women within the AGOVC are buying AK. They are making a commitment and they have provided AKs to the forces on the ground. This is the final phase of our war of independence, as the leader of our war of independence, Dr. Ibacho, has promised us based on the roadmap he provided to the Ambazonian people, the roadmap that has taken us to where we are today. Yesterday, he said something. The Governing Council of the Ambazonia, the Governing Council of Ambazonia is the only institution, the only organization that gave the Ambazonian people a roadmap, that gave the Ambazonian people a vision for the territory, a roadmap and a strategy for the liberation. And he asked the Ambazonian people, is there any other leader, any institution or organization that has offered the Ambazonian people a roadmap that will take them from point A to point B to C to D to E and F? Is there any? He asked. And I've asked this question many times. There is none. Based on all scientific measurement, we are at the final phase of our liberation. So let's commit ourselves. Let's commit ourselves to protect our women and children. Let's commit ourselves to defend our communities. Let's commit ourselves as great women of steel, women of character, women of caliber, women made of commitment, women of vision. People like Comrade Cecilia, people like Comrade Wally on the Move, women like Woman of God, women like
That's a crazy woman. Jesus.
Abu Free, and all the women spread across the AGOVC and ADF. We want to thank these great patriots, leaders that lead by example, exemplified leadership. We want to salute them. We want to thank them for all they've done for our people. You know what? We are here for something. I know you have something to say, and then we open the line. Because there are people that are waiting. There are people that are waiting. There are people that want to donate an AK. Someone will donate an AK today.
That's right. We are challenging women, especially mothers, to donate an AK today. And before we get into that phase, PS, I just want to
Power on.
I just want to
Bluetooth
bring this to
pairing.
Ambazonians. I want Ambazonians across the
Bluetooth
globe.
connected.
I am honestly calling on Ambazonians across the globe to take a moment and reflect. They should take a moment and throw themselves back when we started in 2016. Let's not forget, self-defense phase came in 2000 at the close of 2017, when the leader went down to Dadzi and declared it. I want Ambazonians to sit back and evaluate and go back down memory lane and begin to ask themselves the steps that we've gone through in this war of independence. I want them to begin to, to do a cross-check of how monies have been spent in this revolution, of how our men and women have been killed, the manner in which they've been killed, the number of lives we've lost, the number of communities that have been razed down, the number of children, the future of Ambazonia, those that are still in the womb, those that are still 3 months old and have not been able to utter their first word to say mommy or daddy, that have been wiped out from the face of this earth. I want them to sit back and reflect on these things. How many of our people are languishing in the jails of La République du Cameroon? How many of our mothers, our fathers, are yearning for freedom in the various bushes across Ambazonians? Over 1 million of them. How many of our people are refugees? Why? They should ask themselves the various massacres, the most brutal massacres that have taken place in Ambazonia. We cannot forget Gabon just yet. We cannot forget what happened in Biame. We cannot forget people like Mami Api. We cannot forget the Samsoyas. We cannot forget the way he was decapitated in our land, insulted and make a public spectacle of his corpse and all these things. We should sit back and ask ourselves, is this how we want to continue to bury the finest young men of Ambazonia, the finest women of Ambazonia, mothers digging graves in Ambazonia? Is this how we want to continue to allow La République to parade our streets, kill our people, rape our young women, impregnate our daughters, destroy our communities, loot our properties, and sabotage and call us all sort of? Is this what we want? If this is not what you want, Amberlanders, I want you to begin to ask yourself, amongst all these people that come out to ask you to donate, who has proven to you that they indeed need the freedom of Ambazonia? That who has shown you that this is where your money went to? Who has proven to you that truly, if we come together as a people, in just a month, we can take out La République from our homeland and save our people the pain, return our children to schools, rebuild our health system, rebuild our economy, bring back our refugees, bring back our IDPs in their homes? We should sit back and ask ourselves, how long do we want to continue to waste money where it will never yield fruit? How long do we want to put money and cause people to grow fat with our money when our guys on the ground are dying because they lack bullets, because they lack guns to protect themselves, when our mothers are dying because La République can parade our communities and burn them because there are not enough manpower and enough weapons to protect them, the communities, or stop La République from even entering our territory? They should ask themselves these things. If they are able to come to a conclusion that these people, from day one, they have never blinked. They have been focused. They have been consistent. They have been true to their word. They have never moved from the left or to the right. They have been on the lane of independence. They have never compromised in any way. They have always been able to use what the little that we give them to defend our mothers and our children. Then you should come up and join this takeover project and keep La République finally out of our communities and let us rebuild homeland.
Amen. Wow. Woo! Look at the fire. and the takeover project, this is an Ambazonian project. The liberation of Ambazonia is not a liberation of Ayaba. The liberation of Ambazonia is not the liberation of ADF. The liberation of Ambazonia is not the liberation of Governing Council of Ambazonia. The liberation of Ambazonia is to give the Ambazonian people finally a free homeland. It is for you and I. It is for those in the bushes. It is for those children that have been deprived of education because of the war, because of the insecurity. Because their villages, their towns, their homes have been burned down.
Right.
It is for all those who have been displaced. It is for our people that are living in Nigeria. We can't let them stay in foreign land, sleeping on the floors anymore, starving.
That's right.
Where we have a homeland.
Sleep in peace while Bamenda sleep in chaos.
When we have a homeland, we are responsible in feeding the entire Central Africa and most part of the globe. But our people are suffering across the globe, starving. The Ambazonian children are depending on the international community to give them basic necessity. 650,000 Ambazonians are in need of basic food survival. just for survival.
Yeah.
Basic food necessity. 650,000. This is according to international humanitarian organizations that are on the ground.
Right.
We
Yes.
can stop this. We
Right.
can reduce their pain, their suffering. We can end the killings of our people. We can end the genocide. We are not going to end the genocide by going to beg the international community. They are not paying attention because they benefit from the land. So if La Republique can kill as much as they can, as long as the resources are still flowing to international market, the multinational companies are very happy. Our guns help us to solve many problems. Not just guns. Guns in a structured self-defense, as we have seen with the structure of the Ambazonian Defense Forces and our contender partners. Very responsible.
Right.
They have a command and control structure. And those weapons are used to bleed La République du Cameroon, like what happened in Bamenda today. What happened in Bamenda early this morning? 4 La République terrorist military were taken down. A barrack was attacked by a special elite commandos of the Ambazonian Defense Forces. They stormed a barrack and took down 4. And that's why I put out a post that Cameroon should tell the world what Ambazonian Defense Forces has done to their terrorist military. Your boys are ready. They need your help in order for us to give our people the homeland they need, for us to protect our people. That's what this project is. It's the final phase of our war of independence. The women in A Gulf C are committed. They've delivered AKs on the ground. Let's open the phone line to someone who's been touched by this message, who's committed to the liberation of homeland, who's listened to, who's watched Dr. Ayaba consistently deliver to the Ambazonian people. Give hope, give us a clear roadmap, and everything he has said and promised the Ambazonian people, so far he has achieved that. Everything we've asked the forces to do, they've done that. Now let's give them what they need, because there's a lot of all these other forces that have been abandoned, that have been frustrated by fake promises, calling every day. They need help. They need help. They want to join the ADF. They want to work with the ADF because Dr. Ayaba provides materials and provide training and provide education and provide better leadership to these boys. They need us. And so the ADF wants to bring all these boys together. They are our brothers and sisters that are sacrificing their lives. They have put their own lives on the line. All they need is our help for them to fight and protect our communities, defend our people, and give us a homeland. So let's open the calls. The number is right there. There's a WhatsApp number right on the top of the screen there. The +1 905 782 0911. Let's open the lines. And also, in front of you, for those of you that are in the United States, you can see on the screen there's a Cash App there, Ambazonian Mission, $ Ambazonian Mission. I think so, yeah? Correct.
Yeah, Ambazonian Mission.
Okay. There's a $ Ambazonian Mission. There's also a phone number attached to that Cash App. So if you are in the United States, you can just use your Cash App and make a donation. Secondly, in the past, people donate $50. But now we are asking, the leader has asked us to make a commitment for 6 months. There is a website right in front of you, TTOF.net. Go to that website. Make your commitment to donate your $20 every month, your $50 every month, your $100 every month, because that consistency will help us to be able to make better plans. This is what TTOF is all about. Give our people the security they need, the protection they need, build those community schools for our children, and provide the gap in terms of humanitarian assistance to our people. You all have seen the video of Mama ADF Wally on the Move that went to Nigeria just a couple of months ago to take care of our people, take care of all the babies, some of the babies that were in those camps, to make sure that they have basic survival needs. There is a lot of work for us to do, but it starts with making sure that you make a commitment that you want Ambazonia to be free. The phone lines are open. The website is open. Go to TOF.net. Go make your commitment for your own liberation, for our collective liberation. This is for us.
Right.
All right. So
yeah,
phone lines are open.
While the phone lines are open, I just want to bring this quick message that I just received from one of our international partners to the people of Ambazonia and to those Turks that operates within the territory of Ambazonia and under the guise of Ambazonian boys or Amba boys. I've just received information from one of our partners that their vehicle, even though it carried the United Nations flag and symbols, was attacked, was actually stopped by some people along the Talang, Mamfe, Kumba stretch, and the staffs were held hostage for hours and asked to pay sums of money. They actually removed every kobo that they had on them, and they claim that they are Amba boys. We are sending this message to those Turks that Ambazonian fighters, especially the Ambazonian Defense Forces, operate under a strict code of conduct. And true Ambazonian fighters understand that they cannot attack humanitarian aid workers that are going in the communities, especially at this time of the spread of COVID-19, to support our people, that they cannot stop them from getting into the communities to render support to our dying people and extorting from them. So we are sending a very strong warning to those people, those extortionists that are extorting and tarnishing the image of the Ambazonian War of Independence, that the ADF will fish them out if we continue to receive these reports, especially when it comes to international aid workers. You cannot, even in the middle of any kind of war, attack international aid workers, especially workers that carry with them their symbols, cars like the United Nations cars with them. So we are sending this clear message to the Turks that they should be warned, that we know all these things they're doing, and that we will fish them out if we continue to receive this kind of reports, especially from our international partners, providing support to our dying people in the communities. Thank you.
Oh, you're most welcome. Thank you so much for that breaking news. All right, the phone lines are open, Ambazonians. There's a phone line there. It's a WhatsApp number, 905-782-0911. It's a WhatsApp number on the top of the screen there. There is a cash app for those that are in the United States.
Power off.
$ Ambazonia Mission. There's a website, that's your commitment website. That's where you go, you put in your information, you make your commitment for your monthly. You actually select your monthly donation, and you make a commitment. We heard yesterday a comrade in England make a commitment to contribute £500 a month.
£1,000 a month for 6 months.
£1,000 a month for 6 months. So
right,
Ambazonians are excited.
That was a woman.
Oh,
let us be clear.
Let's be clear. That was a woman who made a commitment.
And an AGC woman.
Wow, an AGOVC woman, a woman in the AGOVC.
Right.
Made a commitment to donate $1,000 sorry, I live in the dollar land. Sorry. To donate £1,000 every single month for the next 6 months. Wow.
That is how we do it in the AGOVC.
Holy. The phone lines are open,
Actually,
people.
you don't have to donate 1,000 pounds a month. You just have to commit to the liberation of our homeland.
That's right.
We understand that our fingers are not the same. We have people who will even contribute 5,000 pounds a month. But we need that 20 pounds, we need that 30 pounds, we need that 50 pounds to make sure that our children in the bushes are given food, to make sure that our soldiers are taken care of, wounded soldiers are taken care of, to make sure that every single soldier in Ambazonia carries a stick with him.
Thank you very much for that clarity. All right, the phone lines are open. We encourage everyone, move to the website www.ttof.net and make your commitment. Your people need you. Ground Zero need you. We need to deliver a free homeland to our people. All right, let's turn on the Bluetooth again. The phone lines are open. You can also send me your message on WhatsApp.
Pairing.
Wherever you are, if you cannot...
Bluetooth connected.
Not everybody has a credit card, okay? So send me a text message, call me. We can make arrangement, whether you are in the Middle East, whether you are in Dubai. It doesn't matter where you are. Like a comrade who called the other day from West Africa. You know, he's a refugee. He's an Ambazonian who has succeeded to get to a certain part of West Africa. He's living down in West Africa. He's working, and you know, with the minimum of what he earns, he's made a commitment to be donating $100 every single month. So it doesn't matter where you are. We can direct you how you can be able to channel your money. You may not have a credit card. There are many other forms we can be able to help you to make your donation. All right. So just reach out. The phone lines are open. Call, and we'll direct you how you can make that. There's a website for you to make your commitment on. There's the Cash App in which you can send a direct payment through. The phone lines are open. You have the press. You know, you have the Secretary of Humanitarian and Human Rights Affairs here. All right, she's also the spokesperson of the Ambazonian Governing Council. So if you have also a very important question after your donation, a very important question, she can be able to provide you with a short answer. By the way, the phone call that I had is a comrade that has a comrade just called and you know informed me that he's made a contribution of $300. So,
oh wow!
Yes, it's a comrade here in Canada, so that's why he called me to let me know that he's made that contribution of $300.
Great. That is the spirit we are looking for.
That's the
people
spirit.
Are willing to lay down, to sacrifice for the liberation of their homeland.
And he has made that commitment to be making sure that every single month every single month there is a donation that comes from me. He actually promised that he's putting money aside to buy one AK. He said he must buy one AK and they will engrave his name on that AK.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Because Ambazonians, you know, like the leader of the Ambazonian Governing Council will always say, we are the primary investors in our liberation struggle. We must own it and we must liberate it by ourselves. We cannot wait for an external investor to come and do this for us. But we must first of all be our own primary investors.
All right. So we have people watching. The phone lines are open. We should not just come here on Facebook. This is what it takes. The boys are fighting on the ground. Our mothers are suffering in the bushes. We're not just coming here just so that we talk and then we leave. Let everybody that is watching right now, we have about 100 and something people it's watching right now, go on the website TTOF.net and make your commitment. That's what it takes to liberate a homeland. Use your Cash App if you're in the United States. Call and we can direct you how you can make your donation. As a people, We must bleed La République. We must get La République out of our homeland. This is it. This is the generation. This is our mandate.
We are the never again generation, PS.
Amen. Hello, comrade.
Hey, comrade Lucas.
Yeah, how you doing?
Great job, bro.
Thank you very much.
Just the coronavirus that kept us at home for 3 weeks now.
Corona, where are you calling from?
We're in the country of the Pope. We're in the country of the Pope.
Oh, you calling from Italy? Hello.
Yeah, in the country of the Pope.
Oh, you in Vatican?
Yes.
Pronto,
So
pronto.
We have too many deaths here.
It's Bonacera, PS.
Oh, buonasera.
Hey, buonasera, fratelli. Allora, come stai?
My brother na order a Savio. They just teach me right now.
Tutti bene da voi là. Da qua
Okay, you don't do.
All right.
Thank you.
Yes, comrade.
Va bene, parliamo della nostra cosa in Camerun.
No, I don't.
Okay,
I don't
okay.
speak it. I can hear it.
Comrade, na donation no? Na donation or not be donation?
Yes, a donation, but we'll not get that card. They need to give we're going a different kind of card.
Okay.
And then we'll not get that thing. So I don't know how we fit do our own.
Okay, you know how to do Western Union, no?
Of course.
Okay.
I do also with the Wale on the mood for the pin project with the Capo Daniel with the other Wale on the mood sample with Capo Daniel.
All right. So when I drop this call, when me and you drop this call, I go call you for background. I tell you how we will do Western Union. All right.
Great one.
All right, brother.
Just write down his number or take a screenshot of his number.
Thank you so much. I will reach out to you very soon.
So surely waiting.
All right, bro. You stay fine.
Wait, sí, gracias tanto.
Gracias tanto.
Gracias. Gracias, signora or na signore.
All right. Now, Ambazonian that way, they for Italy. It there for the country of the Pope. It there for Rome. It is staying for Rome. Now, I don't call. You want to make a donation. So, since the system will get them, they work for their own side. They will always find other ways. So I will call it for background so that they will use other means. Phone line the day open, right? We don't hear what did happen. We don't hear the work way the governing council of Ambazonia they do and for down there for our people there. So lines will be open. We don't see the work way ADF they do and for down there. We don't see the work with General FM with the boys and they do and for down there. We don't see how they show La République du Cameroun Pepe. And yesterday, the leader of our war of independence, he don't can tell we the technology where ADF don't develop them. Where they hammer up inside Bamida, boom boom. Let Afrique peace where it draws. That's what they catch.
You know what, PS? As a matter of fact, PS.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Clearly. We all can hear you.
Oh, great. Yeah, just what you mentioned just now, when you were speaking, I was just smiling because when we saw that video of Lele Afrique trembling, my prayer was, oh God, let the earth open its mouth and just swallow the bastard in it. And that is just the beginning. That was just a test, just like PK will tell you that this is just a test. And Ambazonians, that was a demonstration of what the ADF has in store for La République du Cameroun. But if you want more of those explosions, if you want more of those shaking, you saw it yourself, then you have to fund the revolution. You have to fund the TTOF project. You really have to invest your money so that these people, we will take out the tanks, we will take out the armor cars as they're entering our territory, we will completely destroy every bridge that leads into Ambazonia.
Oh, yeah.
And this is when, if you commit yourself to sponsoring this project and giving our people the materials that they need to be able to execute this for Ambazonia.
And as you on this, you know that the leader of our War of Independence, through the leadership of the ADF, they launched the Armory program, the Armory project, which is where this technology is being developed and where this technology will be mass produced, so that not only the Ambazonian Defense Forces will have access to this technology, but throughout across the territory, all the groups that are genuinely committed to the liberation of Ambazonia will have access to this technology, where they will use this technology to protect our communities. And this technology, here is what this technology will really do. I think the great benefit of this technology is that it will reduce our soldiers being in harm's way. They deploy the technology and they let the technology do the work. Like what happened in Bamenda the other day. They deploy the technology. The technology will replace our forces being there face to face with La Republique. We just let the technology will do the damage in La Republique. When they experience 10 of these a day, or 5 of these a day, 5 of those big explosives a day, when 5 armor cars
them for a drink, they will say
when 5 armor cars are shattered into pieces, and those terrorists become dust, 5 a day, nobody will tell them not to come back to Ambazonia. Nobody will tell them not to go into Ambazonian communities. No man will tell them they not ever go for our villages. No man will ever tell them they not drive inside Bamenda. No man will ever tell them they not drive inside Boya. No man will ever tell them that they set they go park. When they shit on for that, they are bunker them where they don't go hide now, all them they hide for bunker. When they tell them say when I come out, every for come out inside that bunker, that's what their food will shake for ground. And the power of the Ambazonian Defense Force is this. Dr. Yaba mean business. And as I be tell the other day, say we'll get a team of experts them where they don't serve for the best militaries across the globe. When they be the experts, where they give expert advice to our defense forces. The game don't change. La Republique go see where for Ambazonia them. What happened for Ngalim at the beginning? Dr. Yaba don't promise them. We go send more for inside La Republique, more Ambazonian Defense Forces commandos. They go enter inside La Republique with that technology. We know the year which going to happen for La Republique. Now once see them, boom, the entire thing, any colonial infrastructure, where they use them for bring terrorism, for can't commit genocide for Ambazonia. Any place where La Republique du Cameroon they use them as a military for gather intelligence, plan, or use them for keep weapons, or for now for they do all the bad things them. We'll get the technology now. We'll go bring not only for destroy the inside Ambazonia, but we'll go destroy the inside La Republique du Cameroon. We'll go destroy them. So my people them, the phone lines are they open. When I come good, now make the calls. If not be so, we'll wrap up this thing. If not be so, make all man go for the website TTOF.net. Go register for that website. Go make your commitment for that website, because that's the thing that you go use and liberate with. For our brother, them and our sister, they did for America. By the way, some mami they were one thank you way when they launch this project, when the leader will talk about this project. Mami talks he go give, he go donate, he go donate. The mami and the family they donate $1,000. Right before this project will even come outside, just like 2 days before they bring this project outside, the mami and the family they donate $1,000, and I want to thank that money. And I want to thank mami also for America, where every time when the Ambazonian people need help, mami they always donate. Just 2 weeks ago, when they announced the project, mami donate $1,500. Now in that 2 days ago, Mami don't can donate another $500. All right, it donated on behalf of Mami and her family. So we want to thank Mami plenty, and at the spirit of the Ambazonian people and this. So the phone lines they be open. All right.
Right. P.S. Just for add to it where you just talked now, right? I really also want to use this opportunity for thank a particular couple way there for US. You remember when we launched the Snipers project? The Snipers where ADF get on right now on ground zero was actually bought by a single couple.
Wow.
And guess what? They choose to stay anonymous. They don't want their name mentioned.
Of course.
I mean, she called me and sent in $5,000 US, 2,005 for herself and 2,005 for her husband. And so this couple single-handedly bought the sniper we have in the ADF right now. So I just want to use this opportunity for say thank you for that couple and for let them know say that money where they put them for ADF, it never go in vain. That stick they actually serve the purpose for which they be buy me servant for ground zero.
Amen.
And for encourage every couple and every family say they get to commit. They actually have to commit. They get for commit because if you want for say your children not be killed anymore, if you really want for say like you know want for see your daughters and them be raped, or your parents or your grandmammy then they dig grave for inside for ground zero for inside Ambazonia where actually na a taboo and an abomination for see woman then they dig grave, then you supposed for commit.
Not only woman them, na big mommy when all those pictures you don't see na big mommy they dig grave.
Abomination. It is an abomination, especially in areas like the northern zone, na abomination. So if we really know one for the sea parents and they do these things, that couple, that those people who are financially buoyant, what do you want to do with it? Liberate your fellow brothers and sisters. Stop the pain. Wipe the tears from the eyes of our mothers because they are crying day in, day out. You have to stop it. Commit to this project and let us kick La Republic out of homeland.
And this. Some one of La Republic citizen where it is know what the ADF they do for them. When are the biggest ADF, now the biggest nightmare for La Republic for Poor Bia, where they make Poor Bia not sleep, it make Atanga not sleep, it make their military not sleep. Now because of ADF.
Right.
Now in this, it make a stupid comment for you. No worry, the ADF it go show now until we pack out of Ambazonia. If we not pack out of Ambazonia, ADF go turn La Republic into dust. Una better pack. You hear? Una better pack. We don't develop the technology if you have more do. Yes. All right. So, Madam Secretary, you get any other thing we want pass them on for our people? Any word of encouragement for especially especially our women them. Your girls across the globe, and especially the one who they did for diaspora.
Right. Actually, PS, at times I find it difficult to even express myself because it's a part of you that you can't do without it, and I find it difficult at times to understand how women, mothers who have gone through childbirth, women who call themselves mothers, who have children, can just sit comfortably in their homes and watch other children brought forth by their fellow women killed on a daily basis, and then they sit and do nothing to help these people. You see your fellow women, your fellow wives, people from your own communities, languishing in jails and in bushes, and you stay quiet. How can you sleep with yourself? So I am calling on every mother, every woman in the Ambazonian revolution to stand up and defend Ground Zero.
Yes.
If not for anything, defend it for that young girl that has an aspiration to one day become a leader, who has been subjected to constant rape by the military of La Republic. If for nothing but for that young kid to serve justice to that child who was killed in the womb of her mother, who was unable to even see the light of this wicked world. If you will not do it for Ayaba, if you will not do it for the agency, do it because you are tired of seeing your grandparents committing an abominable act by digging graves and burying their children. If you are a woman that still has a conscience, that have children that wake up and run up to you every day and say, "Mommy, I want this, Mommy, I want that," and you take yourself back to Ambazonia, those children that do not even have bread to eat, you should commit yourself to supporting this revolution, to kicking out loud those monsters, those barbarians that are killing our children, that are racing down our communities, that are actually dehumanizing our girls, causing them to crawl in mud, causing them to... I am calling on women. Let women rise. Let Ambazonian women stand up. If the men are like becoming heartless, let
All
the
right.
Ambazonian women stand up.
We have a caller.
And stand up to defend children.
Hello? Yo, comrade.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening, comrade. How you doing?
Good evening.
Evening.
No, I'm fine. I'm doing well. I'm doing well.
You're calling from Europe, right?
I'm doing fine. Yeah, of course, of course.
Of course. Where is that?
Yeah, I just wanna. Well, for the moment, I'll not give you my location, but you know already, right? You know already. So.
Of course, I know already. I just.
You know, we have these black legs everywhere.
No worries, bro.
So,
go ahead. I got you.
Yeah. Yeah. So I just want to call to contribute.
Okay, great.
To pledge 50 euros for the moment.
Okay.
Yeah, 50 euros for the moment. So I'll just drop it after I drop now.
Are you gonna drop it on the website?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay,
on
bro.
the website.
All right. We want to thank you so much. Just do that, and I'll follow up with you to make sure that it's done.
Okay, bro. I also thank you, people. Extend my greetings to the sports lady there.
She's listening.
Cecilia Mabo.
She's listening to you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for your contribution, comrades.
For the excellent
it's very
job
much
that she has been doing.
appreciated. Together we'll bring freedom to our people.
Okay, bro. Thank you very much.
I love her courage. Yeah, I love her courage.
All right. Well, extend our greetings to your family.
Amen. Amen, brother. Amen. Courage, brother. Courage.
All right. No worries, man. Appreciate it. It's for our collective liberation.
Thank you, bro.
All right. Have a good night.
Thank you so much. God bless you, bro.
God bless you too, man.
God bless.
All right. Now then that we thank una plenty Ambazonians. Even see now what be time? Almost 12 o'clock for Europe. Brother, day up. He say until he make a contribution, he will go sleep. Oh, God bless you, Ambazonian.
Almost 12 o'clock in Europe. I am sitting here calling and pricking the conscience of Ambazonians to rise and defend homeland.
A commitment, my sister. A commitment. We owe for our people. Them. If our sister then they carry gun for defend communities, then we owe them that responsibility for be outside here for work on their behalf, speak on their behalf.
Right.
Yes. So I thank you plenty. We thank you the two brothers who they don't call. The lines that they open, we'll get about 5 more minutes. We'll be here. If some person get a question, maybe you need clarity. Maybe you need to understand something. Maybe you want to understand the vision. Maybe you want to understand, which be all this. Maybe not the first time this way they actually watch this crazy people. Maybe not the first time this way they watch we live, and maybe you get you want to understand something. We'll get 5 more minutes. If you call, we'll give you a clarity. But most of the calls will they expect them that people they don't want to make commitment for the liberation of homeland. All right. If you did for America, Cash App Day for your front screen, $ Ambazonian mission. And then you also get the website, TTOF.net. Go for it, make your commitment. Very easy, very secure. Your information be well protected because you get high level of encryption. And as you know, for this part of the world, based on the federal and state legislation, privacy of information be highly protected. So there we go.
Keep the cost coming.
Comrade Emmanuel.
And good day, good night to all Ambazonians. Thank you for the opportunity, comrade.
You're most welcome. You are live, and our people can listen to you live on as we broadcast this. So, Mr. Chairman,
it is quite a pleasure for me to be on your show this evening, and to comrade Mabo Cecilia. I applaud you all for the wonderful job that you guys are doing. And to all the people of Ambazonia out there, these are critical times, and we are very pleased with all the efforts that are happening, and we hope that you would continue to put in your support as the people that are working hard to move this revolution forward continue to do so.
Thank you, sir. It's a collective effort.
Sorry, go ahead.
It's a collective effort. We are all doing it together as a people.
Thank you very much. I was calling today to pledge $100, but I would say that there may be a challenge of getting it through WhatsApp. I've been blocked on every corner. La Republic is making every effort to make sure that they derail this revolution as much as they can, but we will not give up. We will continue to work.
Do you want me to
by every other method that we have to make sure that we?
Do you want me to send you the Cash App since you are in the States?
If you don't mind, please.
All right, I will send you the cash. I will send you the Cash App right now, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much. But I'll go ahead and pledge $100.
All right, I already have you down here.
Thank you very much, comrade.
Thank you very much, comrade. We really appreciate the work you're doing behind the scenes. We know the big lifting you're doing behind the scenes.
It is a pleasure. Thank you.
All right. Have a good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. He pledged $100. I'm just going to send him the Cash App right now.
Right. And comrade, there is a comment that I read on the comment section. Somebody saying that they tried calling you, but they couldn't get through to you. So I've given them my number.
Okay.
They can call. And once they call and give their pledge, definitely, of course, it will be going to the website or to the Cash App that will be sent to them. But we want the calls to keep coming. So keep calling. We are here, and Ambazonian needs you.
Perfect. That's great. Thank you. We have 2 more minutes, and we'll be out of here.
Where are the ladies? We want the ladies to challenge the men.
All right. Someone is calling. Someone is calling from Minneapolis. Hello.
Yeah. Hi. This is Rebel Mom.
Hello, Mom. How you doing?
Good. Are we live?
Yes, Mom. You're live. People are actually listening to your beautiful voice.
Okay, so I was calling to start the donation, but I guess I called the wrong number. So
No,
I'm calling
you called the right number.
Make a donation for today.
You called the right number right now.
Today of 50. Okay, for $50.
Congratulations, Mom, and thank you very much.
Thank you, and my AK will be coming up pretty soon.
Yeah!
Talking about.
Woo!
That's what I'm talking about. Woo.
All right. Wow. Okay, that was a very quick call. She's made a donation of $50, and she's promised and she's pledged 1 AK.
That's right. That is the spirit.
Okay.
Those are the women we need in Ambazonia.
We missed a call from someone while I was on the phone. Someone also tried to call.
If you can place back the call,
And
we want that money.
And the comrade who talked of the $50, he just sent his receipt that everything went through successfully.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow.
Yep, that's the spirit. That's the Ambazonian spirit.
Perfect.
Good afternoon, Lucas speaking. All right, I'm gonna put you live, okay? All right. Hello, comrade.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, Comrade Lucas. How are you today?
This is Comrade Lucas Asu.
Hello, how are you today?
I'm doing well. You've just joined us live, so your conversation is being listened to by our people that are also watching live.
Yeah, so this is Comrade Martin calling.
Oh, Comrade Martin. Oh, this is our Facebook hero. Oh, man. What's up, bro?
Good. Yeah, donation for $200.
Wow. Wow.
That is what we're talking
So I'll
about.
try to do it through the link, through the website. If I'm unable to do so, then I'll contact you privately.
Okay, bro. Come on. You and I are connected. So thank you so much. Wow. All right. It's donated $200. He's made a pledge of $200. All right. That's the spirit, my people. That's the spirit.
Those of you who are watching, show some love to these people donating. Show them
Pump some love, my people. Pump some love. Pump some love. Pump love today. When show some love to that Mami way, he promised 1 AK. Come on. Mami don't promise 1 AK. And he don't donate $50, pledge 1 AK. Comrade Martin, I don't want to call your other name. He don't pledge $200. He don't pledge $200. So when I show some love for these people, then we get our brother for Europe. It donate, it make a pledge and a donation of €50, and then we'll get our brother for Rome, where you go to send him money. So when I show some love, that the Ambazonian spirit is. We thank all the people that way they already go for website, go donate. Right now, it don't already be too late. We know say people that they are back and where they walk right now. We not get those statistics. If not, we will tell now the number of people that don't go for website, go donate. We not get the statistics and the number of people right now. But we know say they say most of now when I like for donate for website and when I like for do things and quietly. If you did for America, now the cash app that for your front day, we fit just go for there. You go just go cash app. They send your donation. Must send that information for this comrade. Try again. All right, I don't send them.
Right. Wow. That's great.
Okay. So right now, exactly 12 o'clock for 12 midnight for Europe, and we will also leave them. We'll end for here for today. Tomorrow we'll get a big discussion. I think tomorrow. By tonight, the flag will come out. You get a schedule for that?
Yes, I think tomorrow we will have you on the panel. We will have the DDC. We will have our ever Secretary of State.
Wow!
And we will have,
all right.
Right.
Let me say tomorrow. Tomorrow,
yes,
Siam.
and we will have Pascal Kiki, the logistic man himself.
He will also be there.
Right.
So tomorrow, if we never ever
platforms,
yeah,
you will coordinate one while the DDC will also coordinate one.
Tomorrow, if we never ever listen for Dr. Yamba, I beg tomorrow, tomorrow Facebook will broke into two.
Ooh, PS, I beg wait, ma talk money first. So the person that struggled to call you and couldn't get to you finally sent her contribution of $50.
Yes.
So I'm pushing the receipt to you right away. Lady Big Boss, I don't want to call your name.
It's okay, Lady Big Boss.
Thank you for the contribution. Thank you. Ambazonia in your blood. It runs in the family. So thank you. Thank you.
Wow. All right, fellow Ambazonians. When I don't see the commitment of our people, the excitement, all these things they happen are because of the transparency where Dr. Yaba and Dr. Julius Nyi, we when I listen for it the other day, because of the transparent systems then where they put them in their institutions. And because of the accountability systems where they put them within their institutions. Now, because of the result-oriented, now people that they set goals, that they work on goals and outcome. Now, the reason do with people that they trust and that they donate their money because Ambazonia that they see the fruits of their hard work. Now they see them. No money they had. Even if not $1, they go show you the 1 bullet. If not $2, you go see your 2 bullets. If not $10, you go see the 10 bullets. Or the country bullets them. If not that one, you go still see them. If they promise 1 AK, you go see the 1 AK. And the reason that all we did for you now for sacrifice, now for our people them where they suffer back home. And for make sure say we all get a free homeland. For most of we were there for this part of the world, no matter how we be free, all our families them they there for back home. They not be free. So we get a moral responsibility. We get a national responsibility. We get a patriotic responsibility for their own freedom. We get them. Now the thing that we owe them. Because Africa get independence now because when our people they can't fight for Europe, they see how things are there for Europe. They go back to Africa and say, now what it is? They say, now what it is? We too must be free. If we go fight for those people for their own side there, for end Adolf Hitler, he occupation of Europe, forgive the European people them human rights. When they go back for Africa, they stand up, they talk, they say they must get independence, get that human rights too. God don't scatter all we for the entire planet. We don't can see how country they be developed. We don't see how within 10 years, within 5 years, an entire society they be changed. They take 2 years for build a whole city. For build hospital, it did take 10 years. 6 months, they did start hospital from scratch to finish. Hundreds of millions of dollars of hospital for give the people them the highest quality healthcare where they deserve them. We deserve them as a people. Our first rights, now the responsibility for protect our people them, for give them the right to life, the right to hope, the right for dream. We deserve them. So all these things are for our people them. No man not there for work for himself. I need there take all this time for do this thing for waiting. Now for make sure say we sacrifice, we make that contribution, make our people then too they taste the gift of freedom. When are the first gift of life. If you not be free, you are not alive. A human being will not be free. You not get life. Without freedom, there is no life. Make some person not fool you. Without freedom, the human spirit is not alive. That's why the most part of the world where they don't be free, when they see the miracles that they happen every day, we Ambazonians will create miracles. First of all, we already create miracles through this revolution. The miracles say we don't stand up for defeat like the Republic of Cameroon. When I see what you do for them for the down day, with nothing, see what how much we don't how far we don't come with nothing, with then guns, bare hands. With small stick them, with hand for fight. See how far we don't come. See, man, we'll make this donation. We'll see within the next 3 months. We'll see what will happen for Ground Zero.
That's right.
Dr. Abaddon promised we say if we make these donations, we'll give the forces the way they need them. The plan we get them for the Ambazonian revolution, it gives we 6 months for the international community for back for negotiation. And by the time they want back for that negotiation, we don't let the Republic go back for come out inside Ambazonia. We don't already start for create what transitional government for down there. Alright? We're independent day for our hand. We must end the occupation. That the Republic must pack out. We get the means, we get the technology, we get the manpower, we get the resources, we get the skills. All what we need now for our people them for come together through this initiative. Just give the forces what they need them. Make the give we a free homeland. The roadmap day, the blueprint day, the strategy day, the forces the day, for implement those strategies. Look, we are blessed people. So, spokes lady and our secretary for human rights and humanitarian affairs. First of all, I want to thank you plenty. You're on almost 12:10 right now for a place or midnight. You stay up so because of the technical errors that we'll be getting for afternoon. We'll not be fit forget the show. Me and you try so to say, okay, more find way for make sure say we talk for our people, them educate our people, them especially ground zero. So I want to thank you plenty from my heart for all your hard work. I want to thank you plenty so much for all what you do and for Ambazonian picking them, for all what you do and for Ambazonian mammy them, for all what you do and for our forces, for all what you do and for our people there. The work we do and you handle incredible responsibilities. You deal with all the international human rights issues them through the governing council. You deal with all the humanitarian aspect, and at the same time you play the role of a spokeslady. So your work and your responsibilities are plenty. I don't know how you do them, but I know that because you be able, you get both the energy, the commitment, the zeal, the passion for do this thing. So one, thank you plenty on behalf of our people.
Thank you so much, PS. As a member of the team, saying that teamwork actually they push us through. Because when I'm slow, when I fall for this side, you lift me up, and when I'm going down, the other person lifts me up. So it's actually a team effort. That is the beauty of the egg of sea, because we know what it means to be a team. We work as a team, supporting one another, lifting one another up. And I think that is what has made the leader of the Ambazonian Governing Council to be an outstanding leader, because he has that pillar that stands with him. And I really want to thank you for the incredible job you're doing yourself. I mean, there is no way they will count 1, 2, 3 speakers for the Ambazonian Revolution and you wouldn't be one of them. So I really appreciate what you're doing. And hey, let us keep pushing and pushing until we get that freedom. But before we go, I just still want to bring down this message to Ambazonians just across the globe, and especially Ambazonians who are very versed with the local dialect, who can speak, articulate themselves well in the local dialect, that we need to generate audio messages that will go down to the hinterlands, to the bushes, to our parents, to educate them on the basic hygienic methods to use that they can use to contain the spread of this the coronavirus amongst in their dwelling places. So we really need to do this. Those that can do it perfectly in Pidgin English, we encourage you to do this. Come with connect with us. Let us generate this together and put it in our community so that it can help our people. This thing is serious. This is some serious shit. And if you really don't know, just try to clear your throat in a supermarket, and then you will know this is real. So we really have
people run away from you like
Definitely. It will no longer be 1 meter social distancing. I tell you, it's going to be like 5 meters. So this thing is real. Our people needs to, it will be disastrous if one person takes it into the bushes to our people. It will be disastrous. We cannot bear it. We are already losing a lot of young men and women. We cannot have this go through in our communities. Let us come together as a people and educate our communities. We need to educate our people, and we need to provide the necessary supports that we can to the various international organizations, giving support to our people to see that our people get the best medical attentions they can need. They need the support, the materials that they need to contain this virus within their communities. And again, the last message to those Turks that are attacking international organizations, going into our territory to provide the needed humanitarian support to our vulnerable population at this time, that they should be very careful. We are warning them to be very careful, to stop tarnishing the image of the Ambazonian War of Independence. We Ambazonians, those that are fighting for the liberation of our homeland, understand the international principles that they cannot attack international organizations, 8 organizations that are going to provide support to our people, especially people that carry their logos with them. So we are warning them to know that we will root them out of our territory because we will not have them tarnish the image of our revolution. Our fighters operate on strict codes of conduct, and they understand the international humanitarian law operating during times of war.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you all for watching. And the Secretary of Humanitarian and Human Rights Affairs, thank you so much for your contributions tonight. Please get a little bit of rest, and we'll talk to you.
Thank you.
We'll see you tomorrow.
See ya.
Good night, everyone.